Assalamu alaikum. Dear student, I am Muhammad Qasim Khan from Department of Computer Science, and this part we will study the unit number 3 remaining topics, including network security and protocol, and 3 layers of the OSI reference model. As we discuss all the above layers during our first part, now we will study the session layer. Session layer is responsible for establishing, managing, and transmitting communication session between two devices. Suppose one user is communicating with another user on the network, then first of all a session will be established by the session layer. After establishing the session, then the user communicate with each other. The following protocol operate within the session layer. Secure socket layer, which create a secure socket between two users. Transport layer security, when data is transmitted from one user to another, the security is provided by this protocol. Network file system, where when we send a file from user 1 to user 2 or computer 1 to computer 2, this protocol is responsible for file security. Structure query language protocol, which is used to provide a secure transmission of data from one system to another for any transaction. Remote procedure call is the protocol which communicate system 1 with system 2 through remotely. Communication session can operate in one of the three different discipline or control. Simplex communication, in which the communication is only one way from system 1 to system 2, where the half loop duplex system has two-way communication, but only one direction can be used at a time. Means if computer 1 is sending data, then computer 2 is standby. When computer 1 sent its data, then the computer 2 can send the data back to the computer 1. And the third one is full duplex, two-way communication in which data can be sent in both directions simultaneously. Next is presentation layer, responsible for transforming data received from application layer into format that any system allow following the OSI model can understand. It imposes common and standard structure for formatting rules on the data. Responsible for encryption and compression. Thus, it acts as an interface between the network and application. Suppose user send a document file, Word file to a system 2, and the transmission, after transmission and receive at the presentation layer started executed the Word application to display the data, ensuring that the data formats are supported by both systems. Most file or data format operate within this layer. This includes format for image, video, sound, document, email, web pages, control session, and so on. Presentation layer format standard exist within the presentation layer, like ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange, EBCDIC, Extended Binary Code Decimal Interchange Mode, Tagged Image File Format, Joint Photographic Expert Group JPEG, Moving Picture Expert Group MPG, Musical Instrument Digital Interface MIDI files. Application layer is responsible for interfacing user application, network services, or the operating system itself within the protocol stack. It allows application to communicate with the protocol stack, and then application layer determine whether a remote communication partner is available and accessible. It also ensures that sufficient resources are available to support the requested communication. The application itself is not located within this layer, rather the protocol and services required to transmit file, exchange, manages, connect to remote terminals, and so on are found here. Numerous application-specific protocols are found within this layer. HTTP Hypertext Transfer Protocol, FTP File Transfer Protocol, Line Print Daemon Protocol, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, Telnet Trivial File Transfer Protocol, Electronic Data Interchange Protocol, Post Office Protocol version 3, Internet Message Access Protocol, Simple Network Management Protocol, Network News Transport Protocol, Secure Remote Procedure Call, and Secure Electronic Transmission Protocol. Now we will study the next model of transmission, that is called Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol model. The model is devised by DOD, Department of Defense, and also called Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA model or DOD model, consists of only 4 layers as opposed to the OSI reference model, which is 7-layer model as shown in the picture here. The 4 layers can be compared to the 7 layers of OSI model. As these both models have same working, the 4 layers of TCP/IP model are application, host to host, internet, network access layer. The TCP/IP protocol suite was developed before OSI reference model was created. The design of OSI reference model took care to ensure that the TCP/IP protocol model or suite fit their model due to its established deployment and networking environment. The TCP/IP application layer corresponds to layer 5, 6, 7 of OSI model as shown in the picture. The TCP/IP model host to host layer correspond to the layer 4 of the OSI model, that is called transport layer. TCP/IP models internet layers correspond to the layer 3 from OSI model called network model, and the TCP/IP models network access layer correspond to layer 1 and 2 of the OSI model, that is data link layer and physical layer. Now we will discuss the next topic and our unit, that is network security. As we have already discussed network and security, now network security is the practice of protecting computer networks, devices and data from unauthorized access like attacks, misuse, modification and disruption during the transmission or within the information system. It ensures that information transmitted over a network remains confidential, accurate and available to the legal users. Objective of network security is to maintain the confidentiality, prevent unauthorized access to data by external resources or internal subjects, and maintain the integrity, ensure that data is not altered during transmission or during storage. Third one is the availability be confirmed by the network security to keep the network services accessible to authorized user and the data as well. Common security mechanism established during the security system as to deploy firewalls to scrutinize the accessing of object from outside or inside of the system. Second one is installing proper antiviruses, anti-malware softwares solution or hardware solution. Third is encryption of data, like password file be encrypted so that the user from outside or inside cannot see what is stored in the file. Authentication is required for legal user so that we can separate the legitimate user from the intruders. Access control list is also established to define who are responsible for what action during the information processing. And intrusion and prevention detection systems both are used for logging the user activities, auditing the user, and recovery the system files or data during any damage. Virtual private network is also used for confidential data to be transferred from one site to another site or one system to another. Network protocol are a set of standard rules that define how devices communicate, exchange, and receive data over a network. They ensure reliable, secure, and efficient communication between different systems. So they are also part of network security, which provide a secure communication over different channels. Thank you for your attention. This conclude our part 2 of today lectures in unit number 3. Please review these topics and study and prepare for next lecture. We will also have some further material to study from the channels. You can study these materials and to improve your conceptual learning. Thank you, dear user. Allah Hafiz.